Find a nice seated, comfortable position on the mat so that we can get started. Let's start our watches, as always. And let's slowly close our eyes and begin to relax. Hands on your knees, palms facing up. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in the good and breathe out the bad. Think about your intention for today. And while you're doing that, I want you to think about being present in class. Don't think about what has to be done after class or the rest of the day. Don't think about that list. Try to really be in the moment and just relax. This is your time. Breathe in that intention. Breathe out the stress. Begin to flutter your eyes open. Bring your awareness back. And let's slowly roll our neck, our head. Go one side. And the other side. Work on our shoulders. Bring your shoulders up, bring them back and down. Up to your ears, back and down. Give me 3 more just like this. Last one. Good. Now placing your hands on your knees, push your knees and arch forward, chest forward, arch open, chest is open. Look up at the ceiling. Good, and now round your back. Again, arch it forward, look up, and round it back. Three more. And last one. Let's float the arms up and float the arms down. float them up. And let's float down one more time. This time I want you to float them up. Grab wrist to wrist, or grab one wrist. Reach up, reach, reach, reach. Shoulders into your ears. You're reaching. Lean to one side. And lean to the other side. Really pulling on that arm. Reach up again. And float the arms down. Bring your left arm up over your right. Place your right hand on the floor. And stretch that side. If you can, elbow down softly, gently. And let's switch sides. One more time. And the other side. And let's reach the arms up overhead again. Reach, reach, reach. And grab your left wrist and pull to one side. Grab your right wrist, pull to the other side. Reach back up, float the arms down. Place your hands behind you and open up that chest and look up if you can. Look behind you and open up your mouth, stick out your tongue. And now let's counter stretch. Hands in front of you and round the back. One more time, place our hands behind us. Open up our chest, arch the back, look up at the ceiling or back. Open up that mouth, stick out your tongue. You might feel silly, but this really does open everything up. And let's go hands on knees again one more time. And this time we're going to make circles with our body. Go one side. And the other side. Really warming up that body. Okay. Now let's go into tabletop position. And let's work on our cat-cow. So rounding the back and arching the back, looking forward. Rounding the back. Bring your belly button in and up. And arching. One more time. And now let's add side. Look over your right shoulder. And let's look over our left shoulder. Look over our right again. And our left. Now let's add in that cat-cow. Really working on stretching this back out. Really warming it up. Feel it. All the tingles going away. It might even crack. And it'll feel really good. return to tabletop position, neutral, and let's flex our feet onto the mat, and let's lean back a little, really stretching the middle of your foot. Go back to neutral and really press back. Nice stretch. Give me 2 more. Feel it really stretching back. And 1 more. And now let's do the opposite. Let's point our feet and push it into the floor. You have to lift up your knees, push that pointed foot down into the floor, the top of your foot. Good. And now let's lean forward and stretch out those wrists. And neutral. Lean forward. Feel the pressure on your hands. It's okay. It's going to go away in just a second. Okay, now here, I want you to notice your elbows. Which way are they pointing? Are they pointed out towards the sides of your mat, or are they pointed in? Okay? And in order to point them in, you need to pull them into your body. Okay? So point them out towards the side. You're not bending them. You're just kind of twisting. And then pull them in. Point them out, twist out, and in. And out, and in. And this is going to prepare you for a good chaturanga, because that is when our elbows are supposed to be in. So now with this, do 1 more time, out, and then in. And when you're in, I want you to notice the pressure. It's a different kind of pressure that it puts on your shoulders. When it's out, it feels a little bit more relaxed. Okay, now let's sit back into child's pose. Let's reach our hands forward as much as possible. Spread our fingers out. And let's reach our hands to the right side of our mat. Try to reach your left hand past your right. Reach, reach, reach. This is kind of like what we were doing before. And let's walk our hands to the left side of the mat, reaching our right past our left hand. Reach. Nice stretch. Back to the center. And let's work on that. Let's go back to tabletop position and let's work on our chaturanga. So we can have our knees bent, or we can step out into our plank position. Okay? Either one, we're going to go over both. So if we step out, let's try once. Step out into plank position. Right foot and left foot. We want our hips in line with our shoulders. We don't want our hips up and we don't want them down. Pull that navel in and up. Now remember that elbow thing I was telling you about before. So elbows in, elbows facing alongside of your mat. Bend your elbows. You should be almost parallel, almost down to the mat. And push down. Feet are flat. The tops of your feet are on the mat. This is baby cobra. You're looking out in front of you. Push up. Elbows are still in, hugging your midline. Upward facing dog. Feet are pointed. Tops of our feet are on the mat. And let's push back into child's pose. We're going to try that again with bent legs. So let's go into tabletop position and let's lean forward. Your body should be making an angle. Elbows are in towards your midline, towards your chest. Bend the elbows, look all the way down, hips down for baby cobra, and then push the hands against the mat, upward facing dog. This does feel like a workout on your arms. Push back into baby child's pose. And let's try one more time in the plank position. Let's lean forward, elbows in, bend them all the way up to upward facing dog. Back into child's pose, and we'll try one more time with bent legs. Tabletop position. Bend those elbows. Now you're leaning forward. Bend more, hips down, baby cobra. Push the hands to upward facing dog. Push back into child's pose and rest here for 3 breaths. Let's pop up to downward facing dog. And let's walk it out. Pedal our feet. Feet should be hip distance apart. Make sure those elbows again are facing in. If they face out, you attempt to bend your arms, and we want them straight. And you want your shoulders away from your ears. Let's go up on our tippy toes. Bend those legs. Push the feet flat. Up on tippy toes. Bend your knees. Push back. Keep those hips up. Up on tippy toes. Bend your knees. And push back. Look up in between your hands, walk or jump forward. Arms raising up into prayer position, down to your heart center. Arms up and open, down to forward fold. Flat back, look forward. This is also called monkey. And forward fold again. If you can't touch the ground, that is okay. You can use a block. If you don't have a block, you can use towels or books. Let's bring our right leg back, our left leg back. And let's run through our vinyasa or chaturanga, remembering to keep those elbows in as you bend down, go through baby cobra to upward facing dog. Back up to downward facing dog. Look up in between your hands, walk up or jump forward. Arms up towards the ceiling into prayer, down to your heart center. Arms up and swan dive forward. Hands down for forward fold. Flat back or monkey. Forward fold. Right leg back, left leg to meet it. Lean forward on your hands, elbows in, bend down, baby cobra. Push the mat to upward facing dog. Feet flexed, downward facing dog. Push up into downward facing dog. And let's meet in child's pose for just a few breaths. Relax. Put your hands on the small of your back and massage. Go in one direction and the other direction. Back to child's pose, hands in front. And let's meet in butterfly or lotus pose. Legs are crossed in front of us. And just like we did earlier, let's float our arms up and float them down like you're a pretty bird. Or you could be a butterfly. Float them up and float them down. This time, float them up. Right hand behind your back, left hand on your right knee, and give me a twist. Twist over your right shoulder. Make sure you don't slouch into yourself. Standing up nice and tall. That back arm is straight and you're just looking out past. And now let's reverse. Counter stretch. So we're turning to the other side and just bending forward. And now let's try the other side. Float the arms up. Left arm behind you, straight. Right hand pushes the left leg. And in a nice straight back position, we're just twisting back. And now let's counter stretch to the other side. Okay. For a nice grounded kind of yoga session today. So let's meet in our laying down position. Oh, sorry, I forgot one more thing. Let's bring our legs in front of us. Hip distance apart, our feet. Move the fleshy part away. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's reach the hands up as much as we can. Flex the feet. Nice and tall. And let's float the hands back down. And now here, let's walk our hands, keeping our back nice and straight. Walk our hands as far forward as we can without compromising and rolling forward. So if that means you're here, that is fine. If you can walk further, even better. If you need to look out in front of you or up to help, great. That's what I usually do. Keep those feet flexed and let's walk back. This is a nice hamstring stretch. And let's walk the hands forward again as much as you can. Maybe you can go further than you did before. And we're going to try one last time. Walk forward. See if you can grab your feet or grab your shins, whichever is your accomplishment for today. Take one more breath here in and let it out. see if you can pull forward. And let's walk our hands back to our seat. And now for Savasana, here is where you can either lay down or you can stay in that seated position. If you are in a seated or laying down position, hands, palms face up. As you start to close your eyes, relax all the muscles that you were just using, all the joints that you just stretched. And be thankful you have the opportunity to come here, and be grateful that you brought yourself here today. As you start to slowly flutter your eyes open, think about the intention you set for yourself. Be proud. Hands in prayer position up at your forehead. May you always live your life to the fullest. Hands on your lips. May you always speak your truth. Hands on your heart. May you love with a full and open heart. Live life, love life. Namaste.